You on, brother?
Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Yalad.
The brother I will you.
And we want to first and foremost give all praise, glory, and honor to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the icon pushing the truth, sincerity, and charity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. And me and the brother Aulam, you want to get into something that's going to be an open forum.
Yeah, just an open forum. Just things that's going around the whole, going around, the four corners of the world. Various different happenings. Prophecies that's coming to pass. Regarding World War III. Just judgment in general. Because YAHAWASHI is getting ready to wrap this place up, man. It's going to be mass judgment. Going throughout the earth. These other nations, 2/3 of the Lord's own people. But just to start it off, this is the book of Ezekiel 21 and 8. It says, Ezekiel 21 and 8 says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Right, and we know the ultimate sword is those nukes, man. But ultimately, everything in between, you have what? The pestilence, the famines, the sword, different things of that nature the Lord is going to use, to exact his judgment. Jeremiah 15 and 2 talks about that. And then one into the four sword judgments of YAHAWASHI, It says, verse 10, it says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. It says, shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Right, so as all these things is happening, man, World War III is kicking off, man. Nuclear war is escalating. What is our people doing? What is these people as a whole, doing? We mentioned in that camp, what's that, Matthew, the 24th chapter? Even as the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking and giving it to marriage. And that's the spirit. Even before camp started, man, I was walking downtown, by the Art Institute or whatnot. You had, two individuals getting married, man. And, you had their families there and things of that nature. And it's not even a time and a place for that right now, man. Because what? Mass judgment is going to come upon this place,
All right, the scripture. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and fire shall often be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Because this ain't a time for marriage and mirth, and we at that time where the sword judgments is coming. The third woe is boiling and bubbling up, and these things are gonna be happening. We brought out on the line earlier that, hey, like the wild beasts shall change their places in this precept, that these beasts and these fowls of the air, and they gonna come and do the evil to the sinners and good to the godly, like the scripture talk about.
Kind of says, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. These little wild niggas that's running around, man, the Lord is going to use these niggas, man, to, for judgment, to judge, to judge other individuals and to ultimately get their judgment as well, But I got one real quick. I wish you're done with that, brother Salaki.
Yeah, that was.
This is the book of Jeremiah 25, and I believe it's 33. Let me see. Jeremiah 25 and 33 says, and the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be limited, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. Right? It's going to be so much death, so much destruction, because I believe even Revelations talks about it. Talking about the horse's bridle, talking about how much blood is going to be spilt. It's going to be a lot of death and a lot of bloodshed. Not only here in America. America is the main appetizer for judgment, man. This place is going to be completely destroyed. Revelations, the 18th chapter. What's that? Isaiah, the 34th chapter. Different, books you can read about Babylon's the great destruction, which is America. But ultimately, when Yahweh sent his son, Yahweh back, man, even before then, it's already going to be hell on earth, man. A lot of people want to be dying from pestilence, from the famines, and ultimately on the return of the day of the Lord. You're going to have niggas dying, man. The Lord...
He's confused.
The Lord is going to be putting niggas to death, man.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
You all good, brother. You all good. Yeah, but... So I get about that brother, was an individual that was confused, but back to the lesson at hand, man. You're going to have a lot of death and destruction here on the soils of America in various different places too, man. But like I was saying, the main destruction is going to be here, Babylon the Great, because this place is going to be 100% destroyed by thermonuclear missiles,
I got Revelation 19, verse 17, and I saw an angel standing in the sun.
Yep.
He cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that he may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, small and great. So yeah, the Lord ain't a liar, man. He preparing a feast for the fowls of the earth. Where we was going to earlier at camp, the ravens and the vultures and the eagles, they all gonna feed, and like the brother was just bringing out, it's gonna be a lot of death and destruction.
That's right. This is the book of Ezekiel 9:4. Ezekiel 9:4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, right? Yahweh, talking to the angels, because ultimately, the angels of YAHAWASHI, ultimately, hey, what's that? Sirach, the 39th chapter, there be spirits created for vengeance. But Ezekiel 9:4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. And if you go into this word mark in this particular chapter, goes into the word YAHWAH, which means exempt from judgment. The Lord, has his elect men out here that's going to be what? Exempt from judgment. They're not going to catch, that destruction, the death that's going to come. It says, Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. That going into that word mark means the YAHWAH, exempt from judgment, upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Who's ultimately signing crime, man? The righteous, which is what? The righteous elect of the nation of Israel, of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect. It says, verse 5, it says, and to the others he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Smite means to kill, and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Right, this is, YAHAWASHI ultimately giving his angels, orders of what to do, man. And you're not going to plead with an angel, man. Oh, man, stop. Hey, seriously, man. Hey, once Yahweh say, I want this nigga dead, hey, you're going to die, man. Once if Yahweh tell an angel, I want you to save this individual at this exact time and this exact place, the angel is going to do it, man. The angel is always on, on that stand, waiting for the orders of YAHAWASHI. It says, verse 6, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, which is the mark goes in that word, the YAHWAH, again, which means exempt from judgment, and begin at my sanctuary, right? The ones that know that they're Israelites, because there's a lot of wicked niggas that know that they're Israelites that's doing fucked up things, man. You have individuals in these different camp leaders of these different camps, not teaching the correct doctrine, sending scattering the sheep, lying about what the MOTB is, man, things of that nature. It says, begin at my sanctuary, then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. Meaning what? That the Lord is going to, YAHAWASHI is going to order these angels to get busy on these people, man. Because I believe it's somewhere, I forget where it is, only, one angel can destroy the whole earth, or loosely paraphrasing, Lord, when I can get into a lesson to that sometime in the future, once I find that precept. But, brother, did you have something?
Con, this is Sirach, chapter 39, verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned to evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In a time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hail, and famine, and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and a sword punishing the wicked to destruction.
Right, and there you go. Going back to verse 28, it says there be spirits created for vengeance, man. Hey, the Lord, even in this earth today, man, you got serial killers that the Lord put a spirit on, man, to exact judgment on other people. The Lord could put a spirit on just for instance, the Lord could put a spirit on somebody to grab a gun to go shoot up the whole facility. These are spirits created for vengeance, man. The Lord will put an evil spirit on the individual to exact his will, things of that nature. And the brother just read, verses 29 and 30, going into the various judgments that are going to come upon this place. And since you read that, brother, let me precept you real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah 15 and 2. This is the book of Jeremiah 15 and 2. It says, I'm going to start at 1. It says, then said Yahweh unto me through though Moses and Samuel still before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people, right, talking about the Israelites. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith Yahweh, such as are for death to death, such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. It says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. Right, so as the brother read it at Sirach 39, man, you know, the Lord is going to use these various different plagues, man, to judge the people. You know, starting with this people, man. What's that? Even First Peter, it's either First Peter or Second Peter 4:17. It talks about judgment must begin at the house of the Lord, and every first begin at us, what shall be of them that obey not the gospel. Loosely paraphrasing, you know. But ultimately, judgment is coming, man. But you got any closing precepts, brother?
I'm trying to find that one precept where it said that since you did not stand and take heed of my judgment, I will forsake you and your children. To precept that Jeremiah.
Oh, Hosea. I think that's Hosea. Maybe it's either Isaiah 4:22 or Hosea. But let me see. Let me see.
Because it was something I had for that. So like, bear with us real quick.
Yeah. Isaiah 3. I know this. It's not just coming to me right now. Sodom's children, right?
It could be that. Let me think. It was definitely something along the lines of, because you would not take heed of me, I will forsake you and your children, or forget you and your children.
Yeah, Hosea 4:6.
Hosea 4:6.
Forget thee and thy children.
Yeah, that'd be no priest to me. Okay, this is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. And that's the precept at Jeremiah 15, because he was just saying, like, yeah, even though Moses and Samuel stood before me, and my mind couldn't be toward these people, because, hey, our people went so far off in the deep end, and in this Babylon the Great, this new Babylon, going even further and further to wickedness, why should you be stricken even more? The scripture say?
The whole heart is faint, or the whole heart is sick, loosely
yeah, it's sick.
Yep.
So it's gone.
But I got one more, though. This is the book of Zechariah, you know, one we brought out on the line. Zechariah 13:8. It says, it shall come to pass in all the land, saith Yahawah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right? 2 parts of our people, the 2/3. That's where we get the 2/3 from. 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is going to die in the soils of America, man. And all the parts here in Babylon the Great, man, you know, you're going to die by the various different things that we mentioned. You know, the brother read the Sirach 39. I read the Jeremiah 15. You know, here in America, man, because ultimately the elect are the only ones that's going to make it into those chariots. It says, verse 9, it says, I will bring a third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, as my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power, which says what? The name of the Lord. It's also important, man. You know, but ultimately, the only ones that's going to come through that fire, which is the thermonuclear destruction, is the elect, man. The rest of you 2/3 and the rest of these other nations are going to die here in America, which is Babylon the Great. You know, you can get one more scripture for me out. I believe it's Jeremiah. I could be wrong. I believe it's Jeremiah 9:25.
Oh, the days come. Punish all them which are circumcised and uncircumcised. All right, this is Jeremiah 9, verse 25. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahawah, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart.
And there you go, man. You have a lot of people acting like the heathens, man. You know, it says
not all Israel.
Yeah, not all Israel is Israel. It says, which are circumcised with the uncircumcised, man. You know, you Israelites that's acting like the heathens, man, the Lord is going to get rid of you, man. Because like we said, like I mentioned before, you know, this is about the elect, man. The elect is only going to be delivered. So destruction is coming for you 2/3. You know, destruction is coming definitely for Esau Edom, man, which is the self-proclaimed white man. You know, destruction is coming for you other nations. Hey, and deliverance is coming for the elect, man. Because it's finna get wild out here. We haven't seen nothing yet, man. You know, hey, we in the last chapter of the book. You know, the last chapter of the book always be the craziest, man. So we get to that final climax, you know, and we definitely in that rising climax right now, man. What? Hey, we at the end. But you ain't had anything else out of it. That's all you asked.
That was it.
So with that being said, we hope this lesson was edifying. One in our back when our praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, LaKakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us the truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, and I hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwame Yasharallah. Shalom and the Bible bought. We hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Let me close out real quick.